think we should.
Welcome to the Holistic Kids Show. My name is Zane.
My name's Abdullah.
And my name is Iman.
We're the Holistic Kids here judging about us kids from the inside out.
What do we all want to accomplish?
I want to finish Rubik's Cube.
I want to be a pediatrician.
We all just want to be successful. But what does that actually mean? And how can we accomplish that? Today we are talking to someone that has really done it all. And she is here to share her tips with all of us. Maggie Berghoff is an entrepreneur, author, international speaker, and mom of three. Maggie Berghoff is also the founder and CEO of a health consulting company rooted in functional medicine and trusted by celebrities, professional athletes, and CEOs. Maggie is also the co-founder and CEO of a business and marketing company she launched and runs with her husband. They offer a comprehensive business growth program, in-house done-for-you services such as PR, branding, web building, and detailed course launches, and one-to-one and group business consulting. So Maggie has also been featured in hundreds of media outlets, including Forbes, Business Insider, Entrepreneur Magazine, Oxygen Magazine, USA Today, local and national television, and a lot more. Well, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
She is the author of Eat Right for Your Inflammation Type, the 3-step program to strengthen immunity, heal chronic pain, and boost your energy. Maggie is also a proud mom of 3 young children and focuses on family, flexibility, and fulfillment as core values in the companies she builds. Thank you so much, Dr. Miss Maggie, for we are so honored for you to join us today.
Well, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me and taking time out of your day to do this.
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
So how does someone turn from a conventional nurse practitioner to this business building hero?
Well, when I was a nurse practitioner, I always wanted to be a nurse practitioner, just like you. Actually, for a little bit, I wanted to be a pediatrician. And I recognized that once I started practicing as a nurse practitioner, I got super aligned in a different medical model that I wasn't trained in. And I wanted to help people more in a health and wellness role of gut healing and hormone balancing and mindset and sleep and nutrition and just all of the lifestyle things really that they could be doing outside of medications to help themselves. That's where I shined. That's where I felt like I was meant to be. And so I actually quit my nurse practitioner job, even though I worked so hard to get it. And I decided to open my own online business, helping people in health and wellness from around the world.
What does success really mean?
So to me, success means fulfillment. So I feel successful in things any day, a lot of times a day. I feel very successful and very grateful. And it could seriously be because I had the best time ever watching my kiddos' basketball game with my husband and my other little kids on the bleachers. So for me, success is never monetary. It's always fulfillment based and how I'm feeling and the impact that I'm making and the joy that I experience in my day-to-day life. So definitely just building a lifestyle for myself and for my family that allows for that.
That is amazing. How you integrated success and that you made that your goal.
Yeah. So when I started my own business back in 2017, actually, as an online health consultant, that was always the goal, was how can I build a life that I love, that allows me to be a present mom and fulfill my passions for health and wellness in this different way. And also just to have time to myself too, outside of going to a more traditional office place every day, which I think some people do really, really well in that 9 to 5, go to work every day atmosphere. They thrive in that. Most of all, my siblings do that and they love it. And for me though, I just knew that I was not aligned there. And so even like success in that sense, it's knowing where, what you're meant to do in the world and finding confidence and following and believing in yourself to follow those desires.
So we hear a lot about success, But where do we kids start? What habits are important for us to learn?
Well, there's a lot of things. The best thing is to believe in yourself. So along the journey of success and of your life in general, believing in yourself and standing up for yourself and knowing that you can do anything you set your mind to, like literally anything you guys can do. I hope you know that. And so that's a big part of the puzzle, is just believing in yourself. And then there are some like nitty gritty skill sets that I do believe is really important in success. And that, I think one of them is a really big one, is resilience. So being able to pick yourself up even when things are going bad or you have a really bad day, being able to pick yourself up and learn from those lessons and come back stronger and better and wiser and more excited and even grateful for those hard lessons. That resilience is going to help you so much on your journey to success in anything that you do. Again, not just business related, but also like as a parent, as a friend, as a spouse, in all areas of life. That's going to help you.
Yeah, and that's a big I think misconception that people have, that success in business is not the same thing. Success can really be anything that you make it to be. So most people think, oh, success is how much money you get. Success is, how many sales you're making, how many, just like an entire business. But success can really be anything.
Yeah. And you find success in what's important to you. So what success means to one person may not be the same that it means to you. So in what you asked about, where do kids start? Figure out what that does look like to you. Is success to you, working 2 days and then hiking for 4 days in the mountains, and like that is your dream? Is it having a super successful pediatric practice and seeing amazing patients and helping parents with their children? Is it being a stay-at-home parent and caring for the house and the kids and showing up as your best self there? You get to decide what success looks like to you, and you get to develop that.
When we fall, it is hard to get up. What are your tips?
Oh gosh. Well, my tips when we fall and we fail and have setbacks, the tips to getting back up really at the end of the day is just to get back up. Like, it's not that complicated. You just have to make it through. You have to pick yourself back up and get through the hard times. And I guess as far as like, number one, you just have to do it. So instead of dwelling in it and being upset about it for weeks on end, letting it deteriorate you, letting it impact every other aspect of your life, like this one fail or this one setback now starts to impact and harm other areas of life, your health, your mental health, your other stuff that you're trying to work on. Get back up. And in order to get back up, you have to recognize what the lesson is in that fail. So thinking not just about the bad things that happened, but okay, that happened and maybe that really was like, that really stunk. I hated that. But what was the lesson there and what can I learn from that? And then moving on. And in moving on, maybe you need to call a friend or call a parent or take a walk outside and think about it, or listen to a good song and shift your mindset. And maybe like journal and brain dump all the things that was bad about that experience and all the things that you learned from that experience. There's a lot of things that you can do to get back up. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you flip the situation to be a positive. What did I learn? How can this help me? And you move on.
Yeah, that's what they like to say, learn from your mistakes, because
Yeah.
without mistakes, then you can never improve on yourself. And now when you make a mistake, you know what not to do. And so you can really improve what you're doing and really take it to the next level.
Yeah, it helps you in every aspect of life. Mistakes that I've made in business, or fails, or barriers, or really bad things that have happened to me in business, like stuff happens, or someone said a really mean comment underneath something on my social media, right? Anything like that, if you let it break you and stop you from your mission, that it's just going to crumble in other aspects. But if you learn to overcome that and be resilient, it not only helps you in that aspect of the business or of, continuing to post on social media or whatever it is, but it helps you as a human. It helps you be like, whenever I learn a hard lesson, it helps me in all aspects of my life, as a friend, as myself, as a wife, as a mom, as a boss, to my team, as a coach to my clients. And it just helps you become a better human in all aspects.
So some say that in order to be successful, we shouldn't sleep. We just need to keep on working. Is that true?
Well, no, that is very bad advice, I think. In order to be successful, I think you need to prioritize your health and be in the best health you possibly can, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you are not sleeping, you're going to crash, you're going to get sick, you're going to be irritable, you're going to feel groggy, you're going to be anxious, you're going to have a bad temper toward your team members. It's not going to work out. So when you prioritize your wellness and you get good sleep, you're drinking water, you're feeding your body with things that fuel you and give you energy, you're keeping track of, your like a doctor's visits, and you're going to regular routines to have wellness checks, and just making sure that you're continually on your A game, that's when you will find more success in business. You're more creative, you're a better person to be around, you have more ideas that you can implement, you have more energy to focus and zone in on things. And so I think having a great, ambitious, excited energy toward your work is very good, but not to the point where it breaks you and leaves you sick and feeling miserable, because no one wants that. So definitely prioritize your wellness on the path to success.
Yeah, remember, we should always have a balance between working and resting. Because if we work too much, then then our body will suffer. If we rest too much, then our work will suffer. That's why you should always have the perfect balance, so that you can really achieve everything you want to and get everything done on time and work the best that you can. So, what health tips do you have have to help our brains and bodies work the best they can to help us?
Well, rest, that one. So definitely getting enough rest is helpful. It helps with all systems of your body, not just to make you feel like energetic. So if you're not sleeping and you're not resting, and you're saying like, oh, well, I'm fine, like I feel fine, inside your body's not fine. It impacts all the processes of your cells and your detox and your hormone balances. So it definitely is important. Outside of that, I would say nutrition, food is one of the biggest impacts in your health. So if you can focus on nourishing your body with just foods that are going to give you energy and strength and happiness, right? That's going to really help you. So with my kids, a lot of times we talk about that, like, oh, this is going to make you stronger and your brain healthier and happier and more energy and feel your best. So it's just about choosing those foods that you're like, this makes me feel my best. And then the foods that are making you feel not so great, and like you do not feel well after you eat these foods, that's not going to help you be at the top of your game and to be as successful day to day in any of the things that you're doing, because you're going to feel sick. So that's one of the wellness tips that I really think that everybody should implement is the nutrition, the sleep. And I do think that keeping up with your lab tests is important as well, just to make sure that your body is continuing to thrive. You never know when something's going to be out of balance, or maybe you picked up some kind of parasite. And so I think that that's very smart to maintain the human body in that way.
Yeah, and when she was talking about what eating the best, the thing that makes you feel the best, the things that make you and your body feel the best, even though chocolate and candy and all this stuff, it makes you feel really good. After that after that hyperness calms down, and then you really start. Most people suffer some kind of like they suffer something after that. So remember to always nurture your body, because without your health, then you can't really do anything.
Yeah, 100%. And I know that that's not always easy, but sometimes the chocolate and the treats and things like that, that is totally fine.
Yeah.
And maybe that nurtures you in a different way, like really enjoying your friends and family at a special event or something like that. And that's okay. But overall, just remembering to think about, everything that you're eating and drinking as you're nourishing your body. So whatever you're putting inside, it's for a purpose, and hopefully it's flooding your body with amazing nutrients that are going to make you feel your best.
Yeah, and that's why it's we eat chocolate a lot as well, but we don't eat it every single day,
Yeah.
breakfast, lunch, dinner. We have it like, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week if we're like really like, want to have some. But that's true. Candy is probably one of, the things that can really get your energy boosted for obviously for only that like small period, and then you have the crashes, but otherwise it's pretty good to have that to keep yourself going and give you that extra energy boost that you need.
Yeah.
So what other kinds of foods but candy that should we look to that will actually help our body a lot more and help your brain a lot, work the way it should?
Well, I think healthy fats. So this is one thing that I lacked when I was growing up, and something that contributed to my health crash because I was not always so healthy. And I did not eat fat very much because I thought it was going to make me fat. And so when I was in high school, even all the way back in high school and in college, I would avoid like nut butters, definitely butter, anything that was fat, I would avoid. Or maybe like if I had, almonds, I would like count how many there were. That you don't need to do that kind of stuff. Healthy fats are really helpful for your body. And I ended up having hormonal imbalance. I didn't think very clearly. I didn't have as much energy as I should have. And so those really help. Like you're asking about like keeping your brain healthy. That's really going to help you keep your brain healthy. So that's definitely a food group to make sure that you're including in your diet. And everybody's different as far as how many to add, like how much fats to have and whatnot, but it's definitely something that you should focus on for enhancing your brain health and hormone balance.
So what?
Well, that is amazing tips. I mean, like you said, that all of these foods, they don't say like fat. We talked about that in the last episode about fat does not make you fat if you have it in moderation.
Yeah.
And it's actually your body really needs it.
Yeah, and non-fat on food labels doesn't make you skinny or like lose weight. So it's just about nourishing your body. And overall, if you want to keep it very simple, just think about eating real food. Like what's a real food? And that's easier, right? So like Doritos, not a real food. An apple, real food. So just thinking about what's a real food that would nourish my body. And that's a really good place to start as you're focusing on foods to nourish your body.
So we would love to know how you do it all. How do you do your schedule, your routine? We would love to know your daily routine to success.
Well, first of all, I don't do it all. So although I have a lot of goals and a lot of things that I want to do, there are always periods of time where I have to prioritize what needs to get done. So instead of staying up all night and doing it all, I need to think what needs to be done today. So in order to do that, that's really a skill set of being able to organize and identify what needs to be done in this moment versus what can maybe wait. Or when you get to be like older, what can be delegated. So what am I doing that I actually do not need to be doing? And you can delegate that out. But for me, organization has been a key to my success. And so I'm able to organize things a lot and then focus on the things that need to be completed. And then I can complete them in a very efficient way. So instead of procrastinating for a long, long time or just dwelling over the to-do list, I can really organize the agenda of what needs to be done and identify what is the order that they need to be done so that I can start tackling it off the list. And this really, really helps. This is how at the end of the week or even at the end of the day, I'm able to be like, boom, I did it. I accomplished these things because I know the top even 2 things that I want to do. And if I at least do those 2 things, then I have succeeded that day. So it's about organizing and being able to identify, again, what needs to be done, what's the most important, and then just doing it, being efficient, getting it done versus spending all day thinking about doing it.
Yeah, and also if that's like, you can always stretch it out as taking steps and like, okay, so today I'm going to do like, example, reading a book. Today I'm going to do 2 pages. you're trying to finish the book, but every day you're like, okay, I have to at least do these 2 pages. And then eventually you're like, okay, I can do 2 pages, maybe 3 pages, maybe 4 pages. And you can really, that's a really efficient way for procrastinators, that people that really like to, not do too much, and just start little and then end it big.
Yeah, breaking it down into actionable steps for sure. So it doesn't feel as overwhelming. And like I said, at the end of the day, you can feel like you accomplished that 2 pages, even though it was only 2 pages, versus never accomplishing the book. So that's a great way to put that. Mm-hmm.
Say what?
Do you use calendars?
I do use a calendar. I use a calendar on my computer, actually. So when I first started my business, I used a journal, or like a calendar planning, but on paper, and I loved that. That was like my favorite thing to do, is go buy a new calendar planner for the year, and it was a paper one that I, used color coordinated pens. I got all organized in. But as my business grew, that was not scalable for team build and growth. And so now I use an online calendar system. It's actually called Asana, and that manages everything in my entire life, even my home. So it manages my business, my family activities, things I need to do for the home, vacations, team enrollment, like all of the different tasks that I have to do. It's all on there and organized. And that also helps me to do it all, because again, I can see directly each day what needs to happen, and then I can drag and adjust as needed. That's another thing that I think I'll give you guys. So it's okay to adjust. It's okay if you had that plan for that day and it's just not going to happen because life happened, something got in the way. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you have a headache. Maybe there's something else that came that was more important. Maybe you just want a day off to play. You can adjust. You can take that off your calendar and put it on another day. I promise you, most always, it's going to be okay. So giving yourself grace in your schedule is going to allow you to sustain your success versus have like immediate fast success and then burnout. So you want to always make sure that you're giving yourself grace, you're building resilience, you're organizing and adjusting as needed.
So we love how you started your own business. If us kids want to start something, where should we start?
Gosh, I think the first thing to do is to start brainstorming what you like to do. Like, how can you help somebody? Or what do you like to do? For me, it was, how can I help somebody? That's all my business is around helping people. So in one of my companies, I help people get healthy. In another company, I help people build their businesses. So what can you do that could help somebody? Maybe you could help somebody read a book better. Maybe you could help somebody start a podcast show. Maybe you could help somebody, I don't know, any of your skill sets, do art. Maybe if you're really good at art, maybe you could help somebody color better. I know, just an example, my son, who's a kindergartner, one of his buddies was really upset the other day because he doesn't color inside the lines very well. But my son does know how to color inside the lines very well. So things like that, like you could seriously help somebody color better or draw better. So number one, brainstorm. What are you passionate about? What do you like that you could help somebody with? That's a good place to start. And then the next place is just to pick something and do it. So if you wanted to start a business as a child, the most important thing is just to start a business. It's not even that important what business it is, I promise. So just start the business, start the thing. And then once you get in the game and you start to do the stuff and build and grow and learn lessons and fail and all that kind of stuff, then that gives you more clarity on what you like to do, what the next step is. Maybe you want to continue that business, or maybe you have a better business idea that you think that you're more excited about. But the most important thing is to start, or you'll never succeed. And so that's what I would tell a child if they're starting the business is, what do you want it to be around? It could be anything at all in the entire world. And then just do it. And then from there, you'll be more clear on what those next steps are.
Yeah, when she means starting a business, please keep it legal. We don't become a drug dealer. That's not the kind of business we're talking about. We're talking like lemonade stands and other stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe you want to make bracelets and sell
Yeah.
them to the people at your school, or stationery, or just like, there's so many things that you could do.
Yeah.
And when you meant like bracelets, it doesn't have to like fake money. We used to love playing like shop kind of, and a family, and where we would pretend to be our own shops and stuff when we have some like Monopoly money or something.
Love
And then
that.
we like, make stuff and like, so like just make it fun as well.
Yeah, because
Don't force the business on top of yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
in second grade we were learning about like government and economy, and then my teacher said like we had money, and then we had to open up our own businesses and then sell it and then get like lots of fake money profit.
Fun. That's so cool. Another thing you can do is like learn about other people's businesses. So you said about reading books and things like that. One thing you could do is like think of other people's businesses, like you talked about Monopoly money. Who invented Monopoly? Learn about other business owners and other entrepreneurs who invented things or created things, and learn about their journey, and it'll help you to learn more about your passions as well, and maybe what you want to do too.
So today the lack of purpose is really affecting us kids. How can we find our purpose?
Oh gosh, that's a big one. I believe that finding your purpose isn't just something that automatically one day comes to you. I think that you're going to have to experience many different things to see what you really enjoy doing. And to do that, you have to step outside the box and not care what other people think of you. Because as kids grow up, a lot of times you're just going to do and default to what your friends are doing, or maybe what your teacher is telling you to do. And of course, do what your teacher tells you to do. But I want you to think outside of the box, and maybe all your friends are doing soccer, but you're really interested in some other thing. It's okay to do that other thing. And so exploring different things to learn what makes you special, what's your gift, what lights you up, what are you really good at, and that will help to figure out what you enjoy doing in life. And your purpose a lot of times also comes with just the journey of living your life, something that my purpose in my first business for helping people in health and wellness, I didn't know that until I had a health and wellness experience myself. And that was not until actually like grad school. And so I didn't know my purpose all the way. I still don't know my purpose all the way. I'm still growing and I'm still learning. So you don't have to have it all figured out. But the important thing is that you experience a lot of things. You follow your heart, you follow your passions. You don't just do what everybody else is doing, even if it doesn't light you up and make you happy. And that's going to help you find your purpose in life.
So please tell us where we can learn more about you and your amazing work.
Well, my name is Maggie Berghoff, like you said. And if you type that in, you can most find everything. My social media, Instagram and TikTok is Maggie_Berghoff. And then my website is maggieberghoff.com.
Well, that is amazing.
Amazing.
Well, you guys are amazing. Those are great questions. And as a child, I definitely wasn't thinking about my purpose in life and building a business. I guess in a sense I did. Even since I was a really little kid, a little bit, I knew I wanted to be a mom and I knew I wanted to be a doctor. And so a little bit, I always was following on that path. And I guess in a sense, I've made it happen, except for so much better than I ever imagined possible. So keep following your dreams and doing the awesome things that you guys are doing. And I have no doubt that you are going to nail the secrets to success.
That was so empowering. Everyone make sure to follow Mrs. Maggie on social media. She is such an inspiration. Thank you so much, Miss Maggie. We know you are an incredibly busy woman, so we are so honored that you could join us today.
Well, it was my pleasure. It was so great to be here.
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
Let's recap Miss Maggie's key points.
Success means fulfillment. You can accomplish your dreams You need to know what you're meant to do in the world, and remember, it's not always the first thing that comes to mind. Maybe this something doesn't work for you, so you find something else, or you find something else. It's not always the first thing. It can always change, and learn what you can do to help somebody. Remember, just start things and with continue to change. So start, because otherwise you can't succeed if you don't start. Find out what success means to you. You get to choose what success means to you and work towards that. Follow your heart and follow your passions and believe in yourself and stand up for yourself, because you can do anything you put your mind to.
Heck yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
We kids need to be resilient. We need to be able to pick ourselves up instead of dwelling on it. We need to get back up, and what is your and figure out what the lesson is, and what made you fail, and fix that and improve on yourself. And remember, you can always listen to a good song, journal, talk to a friend or therapist, and there's a lot of things you can do. We need to flip the situation and learn to and grow. Remember to take care of yourself and get enough rest. It impacts everything. One of the biggest impacts on your health are your food, and that can give you a lot of energy and strength. Focus on healthy fats to help your brain and body's health. Start on real food. If you want a sweet treat, look for organic dark chocolate or honey or organic candy, and think, and fruits are also a great option. Think about what needs to be done today and focus on what needs to be completed. And remember, organization is key. Also, it is okay to adjust your day and how you want it to, depending on how things go.
Yes.
Absolutely. All good tips. You guys summed it up so perfectly. It sounds better coming from you than me. You guys are awesome.
Wow, Miss Maggie, that was amazing. We are so honored and thankful for your wisdom and time today.
Thank you guys. Have an awesome rest of your evening. And
You
I'm
too.
so excited for this episode to go live. You guys are just helping so many people already.
Yeah.
Well, this episode is live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
was like. Yeah, okay, good.
I'm excited that everybody just got to hear that and that are continuing to hear that. You guys are doing amazing work in the world and you're making a positive impact, more than you probably even recognize.
Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Zansari.
I'm Abdullah.
And I'm Imad.
Follow my family and I on social media, Holistic Momology, and look out for my mom's Holistic RX, your guide to chronic inflammation and disease, and the amazing children's book we wrote together called Adam's Cooking Adventures, The Power of Rainbow Foods. Check it out on Amazon. Yay! Kids need to learn from other kids. Please download our podcast for iTunes and leave reviews so other kids and families can benefit. We need to create a healthier future for all of us and the planet. Join us next week for another episode of The Holistic Kitchen, where kids are empowering kids. Thank you,
everyone.
Everyone.
Bye. Thank you.